My name is Gabe LaRose. I work for Sports to the One across the street, and this is my story. A couple years ago, things got really rough at home, and I was needing to escape, needing to run away from it, partly for my safety, but more so because I just needed a restart. And so I got to Lakeland and I started over. At that point, I didn't have a church home. It was through my friend, one of my best friends, Josh Reed, who told me, hey, you need to come to Highland Park. And I was like, oh, I'll make it one Sunday, it's okay. And I ended up going because he was like, no, I'm taking you with me. He dragged me to church. And I genuinely, for the first time in a long time, felt the presence of God. I felt the Holy Spirit, and I felt the Holy Spirit say, stay here. Quickly after that, I realized that standing on the sidelines wasn't for me, and so I got involved. I still wasn't okay. In a lot of ways, I was still running. And so it wasn't until I was like, you know what? All right, God, you got it. I surrender. You got me. And I laid it all down. I surrendered. I stopped fighting and I stopped running. I realized that I could not outrun God. And then things got crazier. Where I was living at, I was told that I couldn't stay there anymore. And so I had to find a new place to live within the next month. I ended up going to work, and Paul had asked me, hey, what's going on? Tell me what's going on in life right now. And I decided to be honest. It was very nerve-wracking, and I didn't know how he would receive it. But I decided to make the scary decision to be vulnerable. And he looked me dead in my eyes and said, okay, stay with me. I was living in a home with people who genuinely have changed my life, with a family who took me in as their own. And I spent my birthday in stability. After that, I was still dealing with some things. I didn't have a vehicle at the time. I was still trying to figure it out financially. But God had showed me that he was there. Me and my aunt, we were trying to find something. We were trying to go to dealerships, seeing if loans were working, and everything was falling through. And again, I had a conversation and I decided to be honest. And Paul had asked me, hey, what's going on? Update me. And I told him how we found a car, we just need the funds for it. And again, he came through. But I will say, in that moment and in that time, I was just overtaken by how generous he was, and also how intentional and strategic God was. How God had given me the courage and the strength to put my pride to the side and be honest with somebody, and how he put someone in my life where he used him to work in my life. But as I look back at my life and look back at the last year of my life, I would say things got hard the moment I tried to become obedient to God and stopped running from him. But now that I'm on the other side of it, it's the best decision I've ever made. That's what I was living in. I was like, oh snap, my prayers are not just prayers, they're not just dreams, they're real. It became tangible.